Hi there, Mark here again. Today I'm going to be looking at this Hyper Go H16 off-road racing truck, four-wheel drive racing truck, and it's from MJX RC, who kindly sent me this for review. But don't worry, I'll give you my absolute honest opinion on this one. And this one does look a little bit special, because this little thing is just packed with features. There's some real good quality stuff here. This is what really attracted me at first, was the whole metal transmission system. So we've got the metal prop shaft in the middle, we've got metal differentials with steel gears inside there, we've got the metal drive shafts with constant velocity joints, we've got the metal or steel axles, which is great, and the wheels are held on with hex lock nuts rather than screws that come with a lot of the other cars in this category. You've got full alloy shocks, we'll have a look at those, oil shocks. You've got a special battery with an indicator on it. We've got a heatsink, and the kind of standout feature for this is it comes with a GPS unit and an app that you can use on your phone. So let's have a look at the buggy itself. And here it is. Doesn't it look cool? I can hear already some voices out there going, that looks familiar. Well, I think it is. It looks to me a little bit like an Armour. I think there's a bit of copycat going on there, but no bad thing for me because I think it looks pretty neat. The model number of this one is H16P, but there are other versions of it. I think there's 4 other versions or 3 other versions. This is kind of stadium truck kind of thing, I would call it, this one, off-road racer, and it's got a bit less ground clearance than there's another buggy version, or 2 more buggy versions that's got like a centimetre, I think, more ground clearance, but this one's a bit lower to the ground, which I do kind of quite like. So let's get the body off and look at the chassis. It all looks really well put together. I've got to say that the chassis itself is made in a really nice plastic. It is really a rigid kind of construction, and you've got these side kind of protection bars on there that hold the body in. I think that's a nice touch. We've got the GPS units at the front, more about that in a bit. You've got the servo under there. You've got the 2-in-1 receiver and ESC, I think it's 35 amp, and there's a 390 motor, and you've got an alloy heatsink with a nice powerful fan on top of that. Hopefully you can see in there, look at the size of those drive shafts. Those are really beefy. I've seen the thinner ones on 1/10 RCs. As I say, you've got your CV joint in there, front and back. You've got these really nice alloy shocks. They look really well made. You've got your preload adjuster there, and it's got metal ball joints, top and bottom, to give you flexibility there. And as you can see, nice bit of damping going on. But I must admit, for a small truck, it does feel like it's got a lot of damping, but that'll be easily tuned out with some softer oil. So the unusual thing about this one is the battery. That's different to a lot of other buggies in this price range or in this sector. You've got a really nice connector there, that's really well made, and you press the button on the top, and if you can see the LEDs light up there, and that turns the truck on and off. I've got to say that's a bit awkward to get to though. That's one downside of that when you've got the body on, but that's how you turn it on. Just plug that Dean's connector in, and the fan's going, and yeah, I can actually feel that pulling the air through, so that's got a bit of go to it, that fan. So just if you're wondering, I'll show you the battery comes out. You just turn that button there, that lifts up, and the battery slides out. It is quite a size, I've got to say. It's a 7.4 volt 2S LiPo, 7.77 watt hours, 25C. And again, it is rather bulky, but I think there's some circuitry in here because there's a charging socket there, and this is proprietary to this buggy. But just to let you know, I've got one of my other packs from a different buggy. This does plug straight in and fire up, and it runs fine on this one, so that's good to know. And the other benefit is, look at the size of that battery tray. You can get a much bigger LiPo in there, and that'll give you much longer run times, obviously. Just a quick look underneath, you can see the bottom wishbones. You've got that towing at the back there. Good thing is we're running on steel pins for the suspension pivots there. And one point I did notice as well, which is really cool, is at the front here, you can see, I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but that is a nice thick metal bracket at the front there, and the same at the back. So obviously you get an impact on the wheel like that, it's going to try and twist that mount out of its housings, but being nice solid metal like that, that's a really good plus point for that as well. Nice and strong. So let's have a look at what else comes in the box. You got your obligatory user manual. I've got to say there isn't much in here. Just tells you how to turn it on basically, and how to use the transmitter. So we'll have a look at that in a sec. It comes with a wheelie bar. I think we will be putting that on because it's quoted with a top speed of I think about 24 mile an hour, so it probably will need that. You got a wing that goes on the back, so I'm going to get those bolted on. You've got your USB charging cable, you've got a little crosshead screwdriver, and you've got a wrench for those wheel nuts. And finally, you get a controller, and wow, look at the size of this thing. It's enormous. I think I would have preferred it if it was a little bit smaller, but hey, you're not going to lose this one, are you? There are quite a few features on here though. I do like the fact that you've got these analog controls for, you've got your throttle, dual rate, your steering trim, so you can centre up the steering, and then you've got your steering dual rate, so you can turn down how much the wheels actually turn from left to right. I think it goes down to something like 20%, obviously up to 100, and the same with the throttle. And because this truck is so quick, if you're going to be giving this to a young child to have a go with, you best turn that thing right down, because I certainly wouldn't want to be hit by this thing at 20 plus miles an hour. You might be able to see there's also a function button on the top there. That, when things switched on, is for turning the light on the front. I forgot to say there's a light bar on the front, so that turns that on and off. We'll test that in a sec. And it's also useful if you hold it down and then turn the unit on, you get that flashing green light, and that goes in pair mode for the receiver. But mine was already paired up out of the box. As I said, if I press that function button now, your LEDs come on, they're nice and bright. To the steering, and I've got to say, that servo's pretty quick. And let's go for forward. Forward, brake, and reverse. So a quick look at the GPS function. There's a QR code at the back here for you to download the application, which I've done, and it looks something like this. It's pretty cool. There are a lot of features in there really for what it is. You've got kind of a rev counter thing, but I don't really think it shows the true revs. 7,000, it's going to spin a lot faster than that, but anyway, it does go up and down apparently. You've got how much battery you've got left, you've got the steering, and it does give you top speed function as well. And you can see real-time speed, you can see the run time and run duration. But the problem is that with mine, it doesn't work. I try and connect, I can't see the actual GPS. Apparently it connects to the transmitter. As you can see in my Bluetooth settings, I can see the Hyper Go device, but if I click on it, it tries to pair and then comes up couldn't connect. And I have tried it on 3 other phones, so it's definitely not my phone. So all I can conclude is that there's a problem with either the transmitter itself that it's supposed to pair to, or the GPS unit, I don't know. But the truth of the matter is that I would have used that probably to check out the top speed of this truck, and then I don't think I would use it after that. To be honest with you, it comes with this armband thing that you're supposed to put on, and you put your phone in, but I think if you're just having fun with the truck, you're not going to be looking at how many revs it's doing. Maybe the battery life indicator would be useful, but on the whole, I think I'd leave that at home and just go out and enjoy the truck, which is what we're going to do now. So let's go and play with it. So we've come to the local park, in a bit of a woods here. We've got Rob on the camera now.
Hello.
We've got Alf over there, Rob. You can see hello to Alf.
Hello.
He's got the GoPro. So we'll try and get you some footage of this thing and see if it's any good. Ready?
Yeah. That's fast, isn't it?
Tell you what, Rob, it's got some go in it, mate.
It's on off.
It's a bit difficult on this loose surface, dude. I'm trying to go this way.
Is it rear wheel drive?
I'm trying to go the straight line. It is 4-wheel drive, mate.
Okay, doesn't look it.
No. Whoa. I've got to say, mate, this is pretty good fun. Whoa. You're gonna go there.
Okay guys, like I said, let's give it a run up and down here. I can't get a GPS test on it because it doesn't work. But Tom Lee RC, he's timed it at 22 mile an hour. And
Cool.
that's good enough for me, so let's see what that looks like.
I'm going to stick to the straight line, I'll tell you.
Too fast for me, guys. Try it again. See if I can get it down the straight line. That's pretty nippy. I can't talk, guys. It's It's pretty nippy, isn't it, guys?
Just a bit.
Fast enough for me. Like I say, if you touch the steering on this loose stuff while it's going flat out, it just spins. You can see if we can get a few jumps out of it.
Why not?
I can drive it anywhere, so. Well, that was a fail. Did you get that, you think, guys?
I think so.
This thing's a hoot, I tell you. Try again. I missed it! I can't steer it! Oh, hey! I'm glad that wasn't Samia. So there we go, guys. I think that's both batteries flat now, isn't it? I think they lasted only about, I don't know, about 8 minutes, you reckon?
Yeah.
Something like that. But I tell you what, is this thing tough, guys, or what?
It is.
I think I drove it flat out into a tree today a couple of times.
Yeah.
And there's not a mark on it. It's really quick. It's a lot of fun. I've got to say, even though the GPS don't work, I still like it. Yeah, not bad. Gets my seal of approval anyway. So thanks for watching. I hope to see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.